Today, we're going to be checking out the Marshall Kerry King Signature Softube plugin. So this was on sale. I remember it came out like a few years ago, and it caught my eye because I'd always wanted a JCM 800, and specifically the Kerry King one's rad because it has a built-in noise gate and his boost, so it has all the cool mods already ready to go on it essentially. But I, didn't pick it up, but I saw it was on sale, so I bought it recently to check out, and it's pretty cool. It immediately does that Slayer thing and definitely sounds and feels like a JCM 800. So the plugin's pretty simple. You have your basic 3-band EQ, your gain, your volume, your presence control. Then you also have the beast mode, which is his, he had a EQ, a signature EQ with MXR back in the day, a 10-band. I think it was just a regular one, but they put a tribal tattoo on it, just like with his amp and just like with the plugin. And I believe it's just a boost that's set to his preferred settings, which I don't know what those are, but it definitely really helps this thing come alive. Without it, it's pretty low gain. I mean, JCM 800s are much lower gain than people think, even though they're the thrash metal amp. It's because people were either modding them, boosting them all to hell, or both. And then, of course, you have the built-in noise gate. Now, this does have a cabinet section. I feel like the cabinet section is a little bit limited, unlike most modern plugins where you have a cabinet and several different microphones and you can move them around, essentially moving them across several different impulses to dial in your own sound. They have a bunch of presets from the studio with his various cabs and different speakers, and they have a preset from his live setup. And then you can also go in and tweak. It does have individual microphones that you can solo or blend together, but you can't move them or anything. You can only turn them up and down or off and on. So that felt a little limited, especially for being, I got it for on sale. It was like $50, I think, but they are $100 normally, and that just felt a little limited for $100. But you can turn off the cab, of course, and run your own impulse responses or something like 2 notes or something like that. The Wall of Sound plugin, if you were looking for a little bit more flexibility with moving everything around. So one other thing that I felt was a little lacking with this was you can't use it as a standalone plugin. It has to be used inside of a DAW, and I feel like that was just a bit of a missed opportunity for Softube. It really does make this thing a lot more limited. You can't just kind of, turn on your computer and jam with it. So that's enough about the features and some of the cool stuff and a few of the things that I felt like it could have done better. Let's actually hear how this sounds. We're going to hear this inside and outside of a mix. All the guitar tones are going to be just from this plugin and using the speaker cabinet. I kind of have everything set up the way I like it. And I did my best to write some music to rip off Slayer. Turns out, wasn't that hard. Bands have been doing it since they came out in the 80s, and yeah, I see why. It's you can write some cool sounding stuff ripping off the Slayer formula. Let's check it out. So yeah, absolutely does the Slayer thing. I think this thing sounds great with those K100 speakers he likes to use in his cabs, because those are very scooped, kind of chunky sounding speakers. And of course, Marshalls, especially a JCM 800, are very mid-focused. So this kind of helps to widen it out and make it sound a bit more American, more modern. But still, it has that Marshall sound and feel for sure. And like I said, that beast mode really makes it. When you turn that thing off, the thing has basically no gain to it. It's, you know, kind of like a, I don't know, an old rock amp or something. Maybe pop punk could use it or something, but definitely not thrash metal, and definitely not Slayer. But that beast mode really just kicks this thing into high gear. I personally actually really dig the sound I got out of this. It was just immediately Slayer. And I'm gonna actually, the reason I picked this up wasn't just to demo it on its own. I have another video planned on thrash metal in general. That'll be coming out, I don't know, some point. I have a lot on my plate, but that'll be coming out eventually, and this will be a part of that too, for different thrash metal bands and their tones. So let me know what you think, if you think you might want to give this a try, or one of the other cool Marshall signature amps that they have. I think they have the Kill one from Lemmy as well. But I'm gonna have a link down below for this so you can check it out. Thanks for watching. Stay metal.